Hi, this is Michael Beavers. Welcome to Lab 7. And this is basically the second part where we take a look at alarming. I'll go ahead and open up my Wonderware. Kepware is already running. I'll go here. Alright, so in the last session we went through and we built our animation for our process. And this time we are going to spend a little bit of time working on alarms and things you might do with alarms. But first of all this has to be working in order for our alarms to work. And let's go to the tag name dictionary. We would select and I want to go to our C51 ACC here. We're going to turn on details and alarms. And some things that we want to do is turn on the low, the low, the high, and the high. And I want to put these values in here. Here's what's going to happen. When we get a 0 for the level, we're going to get an alarm. It's a priority 1 alarm. And we could set the priorities for these differently. They have priorities up to 9,999, with level 1 being the highest. It will also alarm when we get to 5. Or on the high end, when we get to 95, or the high alarm is 100. And we're going to pop these up on a screen here pretty soon. But first of all, get those set. There are some other things we could do. We could actually set it so that if it changed too rapidly, rate of change, we could have it set an alarm. So if you had a big leak or something was going on, even though you hadn't hit the low level yet, you might actually catch the alarm because things were changing faster than they were supposed to. Anyway, let's set these. And you'll notice I've got this one set on condition. I think that's the way it comes naturally. Alright. Then let's go to our high level sensor. We're going to set it. Initial value is off. It's going to be direct. The alarm state is on, so when the sensor comes on, it's going to give us alarm. It's going to be a priority 1 alarm. And I've got event oriented, but you could probably do either one of these models. It'll work just fine. So B311, the high level sense, when it gets to high level, we want it to alarm. And we want to do the same thing with the low level sensor. So we're going to set it so the alarm state is on. If we go to some of the others, I'll just go to the heat push button. We could set it for an alarm. Right now we've got it set for none, but we could set it so that it alarmed anytime somebody pushed the heater button. But this is how you set alarm conditions. I'll close that. Alright. We're going to create a new window. And that new window is called Alarm. It looks like this. I'll go to the Windows Properties. It is a pop-up alarm. I set it roughly 200 by 200. It looks like I've adjusted a little bit since then. This alarm has 2 buttons. It has View Alarm button. And we'll fix that. So when we click the View Alarm button, it should pop open the Scripts menu, and I'll show you why here in just a minute. It also has an OK button that will hide this window, the alarm window. And I've got a new script. So my new script it's a condition script. When I get a new alarm, and when it goes on true, it's going to show that little alarm window we just made. So anytime we get an alarm, it's going to pop up that alarm window, and it'll give us the option to go look at the alarm that we currently have. So let's go test it real quick. Sometimes if you just restarted Kepware, you'll have to reinitialize And that looks like it's the case here. All right. So we'll turn these things off. And now we'll go to fill. Turn on the fill pump, and we'll turn on the fill valve. And we will start filling. What should happen is when we get to the high level alarm, or the low level alarm, either one, we should pop up the alarm window. There's the alarm window, we got our alarm, and let's go click on View Alarms. Now, I put the alarms on the old scripts page. I'll click OK to clear this one off, and you'll see my old scripts there. And you'll see the two alarms we have. We've got an alarm where we went above the level. We went above 95, and we also have the high level sensor going off. You can see that there. Now I can click here and right click, and I can acknowledge whatever alarms I'd like to. So I'm going to acknowledge the selected alarm, or if I wanted to, I could acknowledge them all. And that just says, yes, I've seen the alarm, and we can make it so it stores that data. So if you were an operator, if you got an alarm, you could acknowledge it that you actually got it, or at least somebody would know the alarm had been acknowledged. All right. So let me go turn on my menu. All right. So this is the scripts menu. So how did I do this? All right. So first of all, we'll go down to our button. I made this little button. I called it Acknowledge All. And the action that we're taking is to acknowledge, and it's $ system semicolon. That will acknowledge all the alarms. Now, there's several different ways you could do this. The same thing. You could make buttons that just acknowledge certain alarms. But I put this in so we can acknowledge them all. So once again, we have a touch push button. I went under action, and the action is we're going to acknowledge all the system alarms, or all the alarms in the system. All right, for the actual display, that is in the wizard. And we would go to Alarm Displays. We would select the distributed alarm display. And we would put it on there. Basically, you just are going to drag it out to whatever size you wanted. I'll get rid of it. And it looks something like this. We double click. We have some things that we can change. I added the Show Context Sensitive menu. You can turn these all on or off depending on what you want to do. You can make certain alarm pages that only displays priority 1 alarms to maybe priority 2. Right now we're going from 1 to 999. You can also change the date, hour, format when you got the alarm. There are some other things. Column management. There are several different columns that you can turn on and off. Here's a few that I turned on: the date, the time, the state, whether it's on or off, the name of the alarm, the value, and the actual limit. If we were logged in, you could actually put which operator got the alarm and a comment for what you did when you acknowledged it. All right, so that's basically the alarm section. I'll run you through it one more time. So we'll go to Overlay 1. We've got a system. We can make it fill up or not. When we get so low or so high, it's going to trip the alarm. Those are set up in the Tag Name Dictionary. And we can also set individual or discrete alarms if we would like. We just go in and pick the one we want to change. So this one will alarm in the on state. we created a new alarm pop-up and we added this little condition. So when we get a new alarm, it's going to show the alarm page, the alarm window. Our alarm window looks something like this. We can go to view alarms, or we can click OK and just cancel everything out. All right, good luck with this one. I hope I've explained everything satisfactory.